Hi, and welcome to episode 4, cycling. So up your adventure game with climbing mountains. Thanks for joining us again. Previously we had Michael, the CEO of UBox on. It was a great chat, and I'd highly recommend anyone that wants to improve their fitness, get fit and join a great community, get into it, and hit us up on travel at climbmountains.com.au if you need any more information on that. So today, and as always, we're going to share stories about climbing mountains, our experiences from traveling across the globe. Today we're really going to focus on, cycling, and one of our new cycling tours, which will come on board next month in the Nordic region in Norway. So today, getting into it, we'll talk about cycling, endurance and altitude, and how we manage that in cycling. I guess taking one step back, what does Climb Mountains offer? We offer, from a cycling perspective, the Caminos, one close and dear to my heart, the Camino Francais, the French Way, the Way of St. James, Camino de Santiago. We cycle that starting in Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port in France. We cross the Pyrenees Mountains into Roncesvalles, and then you're in Spain. There's two routes across there, which you may have heard me talk about in previous episodes, but there's the Napoleon route, which goes straight across the top, which from a cycling perspective is not generally recommended for a number of reasons, unless you've got an electric mountain bike. And the Varkalos route, which goes around. There's still obviously some steep parts, but you go around the Pyrenees Mountains and into Roncesvalles, which is generally our cycling route. And on the 4th of October, with our cycling group, we will certainly take the Varkalos route, which is the green route if you see the map, and the red route's the Napoleon route. We also do Portugal, or the full Portuguese Camino. We have a couple of different ways we do it. We go from Lisbon, which is the full Portuguese, which is not done that often. Generally, people from a trekking perspective start from Porto, but from a cycling, we like to cycle from there all the way across, up the coastline. It's about 680 kilometres, so it is challenging, but very doable if you prepare for it or you're a regular cyclist. We've now built in a section where we actually have a bus between Lisbon and Porto, if that's what you'd prefer to do, and then cycle from Porto. So we can configure that different ways. One of my personal favourites, and have the badge or the flag on my my sleeveless shell here, is the Wide Atlantic Way in Ireland. I love Ireland. I think everyone that goes to Ireland loves Ireland, apart from its sheer beauty. Obviously, there's the beautiful Guinness there, and their culture and how friendly they are, which I think most Australians warm to because we are very similar. But the Wide Atlantic Way is a wonderful touring cycle, starting in Galway, working our all the way up into Achill Island, and then back down through back into Galway again. A beautiful, beautiful ride. We tend to do it kind of towards the end of the year. We know their summer period of, June, July, August is very busy and quite saturated with people. We try and go towards the October, November. Weather's still fairly good. Of course, there's always some rain in Ireland. That's just how it is. It's one of the reasons it's so green. But it's a beautiful ride up there. If you go to our website and check out our photos for that particular tour, those photos myself and my guides have taken, they're real photos, and it is that beautiful. Italian Alps and Dolomites, that cycling is really for pretty fit and hardcore road cyclists. Those Alps and the Dolomites are rolling hills, So you have to be really, really comfortable of kind of climbing and enjoy that climbing side. The positive to it is the scenery is amazing. It's beautiful. And you stay at these amazing hotels and the vistas are just incredible, and so is the food and the wine. So it's well worth it, but you really need to train for that one. Where the Wild Atlantic Way in Ireland, we obviously have vehicle support in all these cycling tours, but, you know, you won't really need it in the Irish or the Spanish or the Portuguese ones, but you generally will need that support in the Alps because of the sheer height. A new one coming on I mentioned was Norway. So we've just partnered with a very experienced Norwegian company. Really excited about their cycling tours. There's 2 ones that will go live next month. I'm really looking forward to doing them myself. I haven't cycled in Norway, but watch this space. Absolute bucket list. Beautiful, beautiful country. Our top tours we've talked about many occasions, but just to reiterate, our Caminos, you will not be disappointed if you jump on one of the Caminos, especially the cycling one. People these days, they're quite time poor, or we've become quite time poor, which I've always find fascinating because our technology is improving, but we're becoming more time poor. But the wonderful difference between trekking and cycling the Caminos is that when you trek, it takes an entire day to go from your point A to point B, whatever that may be, because you're putting one foot in front of the other. Even if you're, pushing your luggage forward, which we generally offer, and you've got a light weight, you still are walking that distance. On a push bike, whether it's, leg power versus the electric option, which you can easily upgrade to, you are getting there in a much shorter time frame. So if we leave in the morning on a cycling tour, you're kind of at that destination for that night's sleepover by lunchtime, which means you can have a shower, get changed. We generally wash your cycling gear for you, and you go out and explore that particular village or town, take in the sights, have some nice local wine or produce, and then relax, where the trekking goes all day. By the time you get to your next destination, you're fairly tired and you just want to go to bed really after having your pilgrim meal. So when you're thinking about a tour, if you are time poor, cycling may be a good solution or a good option for you. Our best deals coming up at the moment, I mentioned the previous podcast, and I think it's really important. If you can jump on the 4th of October, we're offering 10% off when prescribing to our podcast, or just emailing travel@climbingmountains.com.au. Our other tours on sale in April will be Colombia, Trek, Finland. Finland's interesting. I was talking to a gentleman before, and I mentioned that Finland's going to be that kind of trekking style that is what I would call outback skiing or cross-country skiing. Finland is just amazing, and the Finnish people are beautiful. And I believe if I correct me, but I think just recently Finland's been named the happiest country in the world, number 1. So another positive reason to go. We're looking to push our K2 base camp, and we're bringing on a women's adventure in May, which hopefully Jessica, one of our female guides, will take that. Some of the great opportunities we have outside of that cycling wise, and in the future, we'll be cycling in the Finland, hopefully, around one of the beautiful lakes there, exploring the world, sharing our knowledge, and we're making it easy to do so. A couple of our key things when you take away and you do one of our particular tours is that we're number 1 focus is safety. We want you to enjoy the tour and be guided without us holding your hand, allowing to experience the amazing journey. Next episode, which I want to touch on, will be a great one. Hopefully we'll have the CEO of Queensland Ballet Del Shani on. We have a corporate partnership with them, with a big group going away for the Camino trekking, with luxury bus side of things as well in April in 2026. So, as we always say, up your adventure game. Subscribe to our podcasts. Visit Climbing Mountains on our website, .com.au, or follow us on Instagram, climbing_mountains_adventures. And a special mention, we have a new improved website going live early May. Watch this space. Thanks very much, and happy cycling. Cheers.